much.
Thank you, Peter.
Okay.
Well, our next guest thinks that commercial real estate could be the next government bailout. We're talking maybe TARP 2.0.
Yeah, that money could come out of TARP.
That's right.
They already have $50 billion of TARP funds paying for home real estate. Now they might do it for commercial. Stephen Meister is a real estate attorney and managing partner with Meister, Seelig, and Fein. It's always a pleasure to see you here, Stephen. But Lord knows, we know there's trouble in commercial real estate. I'm glad the folks inside the Beltway finally woke up to it. But another TARP bailout because of it?
And your views were brief before the president was, because I was on
Thank
with
God.
Neil
That's
Cavuto.
right. You broke this story a while ago.
And I said this is the next big shoe to drop, and we do have about $1 trillion coming due in the next 4 years. All of its potential.
But a federal bailout?
Right.
Well, I'd like to not see the bailout, but I think that's where it's headed. And you know what's so terrible about this, Dave, is I think the Obama administration is really pouring gasoline on the fire.
How?
For two reasons. One is because by all of this spending and all of this deficit and all of this national debt, we're trashing our dollar. And by trashing our dollar, our foreign investors, who were heretofore a large part of the MBS or mortgage-backed securities market, are not going to invest in that market because they're going to be paid back in devalued dollars.
All right, let's explain to the government to the viewers what the government is doing. We already have the Federal Reserve's TALF facility being expanded June 1st for commercial-backed securitizations. The idea being bring more liquidity into the market to revive it, to get more loans going. Right. $1 trillion there. Now they're possibly talking about another facility. Why does the commercial real estate market need it? In other words, yes, $200 billion in losses, whatever the number is. Why not just let the bankruptcy process take hold? Why does the commercial real estate market need a bailout?
I don't think it needs a bailout, and I think that the bailout is something which works against the real estate market long term, because those bailout dollars trash the dollar. In addition, a second reason why Obama is essentially throwing gasoline on the fire is because with these mortgage modification programs, he's trashing private contracts. He's letting second mortgages and first mortgages in the residential arena be equal, and that's trashing private contracts, and real estate private equity firms aren't going to invest in either the commercial mortgage-backed securities market or the residential.
Not to mention, imagine the headlines. You're going to see in the New York Post a picture of Donald Trump and other commercial developers saying, these guys are going to get bailout. They're taking your tax dollars. It's not just homeowners, you know, middle-class homeowners that are strapped. You're going to see rich commercial real estate developers getting some bailout money.
Exactly. So the bailout is just not going to work.
All right, you know, the Federal Reserve owns the securitization market. They are the securitization market. But who wants to step in and work with the government when there's, you know, making the contracts in pencil and not pen and changing the rules as you go along? I mean, can you trust it? And you're right about China. You know, if the government steps out, will China want to step in when the dollar's been so devalued? When they know down the road the dollar is going to be cheaper?
Just the opposite. No, China's not.
China's been buying real estate.
Right. China's not going to come in into the mortgage-backed securities market because they're going to get paid back in a devalued dollar. And what's going to happen is capital of American companies is going to fly overseas because they're going to want to buy assets valued in non-dollar currencies so that when they repatriate those funds, they make an exchange rate profit.
Yeah, we got to run, Steve, but I just got to ask, your best guess, will they do a commercial bailout or not?
TARP, a commercial real estate TARP.
I think they're going to end up doing it, yes.
They will end up doing it.
We have really fallen through the looking glass.
There's going to be price to pay for it, a political price.
There is.
Steve, you got it first. You got it here first. Thank you very much,
Stephen Meister, real estate attorney. You want to listen to him. Well, next up, Ken Lewis said yes